I gotta stay like this. Won't be long. Come on, YouTube. I'll explain in a minute. Yeah, because you see, you know what happened there? They did it again, the friggers. I want to get a nice icon image to start off my stream. And every time I do a stream, I get a face like this. I'm not going to do it because that's when YouTube takes the picture. Am I losing it? I think I am losing it. So, those of you watching the news with what's going on with China, let's rock this. It's going to be amazing. Kasar, it's going to be an incredible stream. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. I only watched about 18 hours of what was going on in the Skinwalker Ranch, some recent sightings and findings. And at the same time, yes, there's bullshit when it comes to the ranch too, because now, there's a whole bunch of people that are just getting all hyped about the things that are being found there. And they're talking about Navajo legend Indians and whatnot. There is an Indian reserve next to it with probably, let me guess, maybe the Navajo Indians that were there. I'm 10 minutes away from an Indian archaeological dig site that I've been here for 11 years. And I didn't even know that. I mean, actually, it's funny. I knew that was close, just assumed that it wasn't anything extravagant. But the story, the plot thickens, gets more interesting. We have Kasar in the house. Thank you very much. Double Star is here. Thanks for being members, you guys, and for coming in. Yes, sir, Adam Truthfinders. Thank you. Nice to see you all. We meet again, Grip Ripper. Dargis Gooner, how's it going, man? What's up, all? Christopher Rollins in the house. Thank you very much. Comment ça va, mon ami? On va parler du Skinwalker Ranch aujourd'hui. Ben, on va parler d'autres choses. On va parler pas mal de n'importe quoi. Surtout le Skinwalker Ranch. Skinwalker Ranch. It's UFO story doesn't only have to do with aliens and spaceships. As a matter of fact, maybe the UFO story has nothing to do with aliens and spaceships. But people that follow me are going to say, look, now he's saying there's no aliens. What is it with this guy? Always changing his theories. No. I have a belief in a theory. But the theories that I share here are the theories that a lot of people come up with. Well, it's all my ideas, but my mind's open enough to know that maybe aliens don't exist. The entities or spirits that I was visited by, I'm pretty sure it's not people from Congress or CIA. Okay. Because if they're that developed, let's shut them down right now. Okay. If spirits come in, why the hell would the Pentagon or the CIA member be in my room with a set of horns? Right. No, I haven't seen the horns yet, but I'm just, some people have seen some really fucked up stuff. Spiritual wise, I've seen nothing that looked horrifying or demonic. It's just all shadows and light and feelings, and no big monsters. Never saw any demon-shaped people, right? I'm not saying they don't exist. I would not want to be one that's seeing real demons all the time, because I bet you'd believe that all spirits are demons for sure. But some people go through an incredible spiritual awakening, and unless you've experienced it yourself, which I know a lot of you have, no one's going to be able to understand that awakening. And since freedom of speech is something wonderful, we can all have our differences and opinions, and which there are a lot of different opinions, which is good, because if it wouldn't be for all your opinions and ideas, I would be stuck with my little theories and ideas. And a lot of, we've gone through over so many theories about when it comes to the paranormal and ufology. For me, guys, it's the same field. Ufologists and paranormal researchers are in the exact same field, but like the CIA and FBI, two different branches that are just studying defense, right? They're there for defense, but they're two different branches doing two different things. What the hell was that? Did that look a little crazy there? Yeah, ufologists study lights in the sky, right? Like it's rare you see a UFO in people's houses, but in reality, when somebody sees a light appear, a golden sphere, whatever, in your house and you're having a spiritual encounter, if somebody says there was a UFO in my house the other day, well, it really is a UFO, right? The same thing if somebody says, I saw a spirit going by in the sky the other day, why would we even laugh? Even I find that weird, but in reality, why would we laugh? Because ufology and paranormal researchers, I believe, are really searching the same thing. It's like saying, I'm researching cars or about fish or animals. There's more than one type of animal. There's many different. My ears are bopping. There's more than one way of. Hey, storms here, guys. Big storms. So if some of you have a hard time seeing me, if your computer's cutting off or if I'm cutting off for you, it could happen. They're announcing 90-kilometer-an-hour winds here in between 5 and 6. So it's 5 o'clock right now. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Do you guys believe? How's it going, Matt? Nice for coming back. Thanks for being around, man. I appreciate you stopping by my brother's channel. For those of you that have also, he's going to be getting some trolls too. So it's all part of the game, I guess. So proud of him. Fucking trolls. Hilarious. Thanks a lot, man. Leah, hello. My ears are bopping. We must be shifting, I guess. I got an excuse for everything. Ears are bopping. We're shifting. I feel dizzy. It's a 5G. I got all these new excuses now. Greetings to you too, Star Hunter. Thanks a lot. Elias Valhatla is in the house. Thank you very much. We just enjoyed his stream a couple of days ago. He has a lot of English streamers going by his stream now. So my French friend is he has to do his streams in English and French, but he's doing pretty good. To start out until he gets more French people over on his side. Again, Star Hunter, thanks a lot. Nabil, thank you very much. Gog. Oh, I know Gog. Definitely Gog that's doing all this shit. Burn, how's it going, man? I loved your last video, bro. If it is your last video, if not, hell of a cool song, man. Gospel, but can't really say it's gospel. It's just the way the way you played it was really good, man. You're a hell of a good player. Yeah, Nabil, it's exactly what I knew you were talking about. A lot of people don't know what Magog is or who Magog is. His code name. It was also George Bush's code name. It is Magog. And they made Google with that. Added an O, an L, and an E. Adam, thanks again. Hey, Karen 18, thanks for coming in, you guys. If you haven't heard the podcast, if you're like me, maybe you don't like sitting down in front of a computer and just looking at my face on an image that says Dark Side Podcast and that I'm talking, do it in the morning when you're just waking up, opening your eyes, like turn on the podcast. It'll be like 10 minutes. You're turning on lights, going to the bathroom, listen to me while you're having a crap. Ain't going to hide it. I mean, I know what people do when they come listen to the podcast. It was really interesting. The last one talking about Skinwalker Ranch. And for those that aren't into the podcast, I totally get it. But know that I it's an extra that I do for some people that maybe are driving in their car and they're listening with their headset or whatever to what I was talking about. Skinwalker Ranch. A lot of people talk about it. There was a lot of books and movies that revolve around it. There's the investigator George Knapp. There's some people that owned the farm at the beginning, did not have any UFO activity, and then when they sold it to the other owners, so we're talking about maybe 3 to 5 owners, and now it's a real estate company, including the guy Rugel that I said owns the Skinwalker Ranch now. When he bought the ranch, he sealed everything up. He closed off the roads. And there was a scientific association that was formed when he had bought that ranch for $200,000 to a guy that was totally into UFO activity, right? You get a lot of famous people, sometimes musicians that are into ufology. You get a whole bunch of people, but they don't usually mention it. You're not going to hear them mention it about it. But there's a hole on that ranch. And there's a lot of magnetism and energy problems. And that's what really fascinates me, because somebody that has an energy problem, if they were to send me there, to send me on the ranch, if there's a lot of energy roaming around or flying around, I'm probably going to really, really feel that. Really a fascinating place that I would love to visit, but obviously we probably can't visit that area. It's in the Uinta Basin in Utah, the town of Ballard, Utah, and that's where the ranch is. 500 acres, and there's been over 100 incidents that George Knapp himself had mentioned in his recent book of the Skinwalker Ranch. You're going to hear about David Wilcock speaking about it. Alex Jones, at one point, when it comes into the paranormal, he's a bit busy on the other side, but there's some people whistleblowing what the government's doing, and there's some people that are whistleblowing what's going on in ufology. MUFON, when I was invited in August 2021 to the reunion of all the gathering of all the ufologists around the world on Vox Populi, was posted on television, I was like, yes. And of course, it didn't bring a flood of people here, but it opened up my research, and that I was able to find something. They presented it, and that was a way to tell me that it was an interesting sighting and finding that I found, and they posted it without saying who I was, without saying that I was a ufologist or anything. And I think that that's a good thing, by getting my feet into, just getting them wet, or maybe even not even wet, just on the beach. But it doesn't matter. A lot of people, civilian sightings are being gathered up by just MUFON, right? And MUFON is shipping all that to the government. So anything really exceptional that MUFON finds, they will, tell the government. And you have MUFONs around the world too, not only in Canada, the United States, Brazil, have a lot of investigators and researchers with that association. Robert Bigelow, who owned the Skinwalker Ranch before, had opened up. It's a special place that receives all the UFO activity and what civilians are seeing, or including Skinwalker Ranch and everything, and what the pilots are seeing. So a lot of the pilots that see UFO activity, they discreetly, maybe a little laugh, like we saw the other day, where somebody says aliens, and they'll say that we saw some lights and they're gone now. They'll record it, and then nothing else happens. But in reality, the government must really want to know who these lights are. It could very well be that the Pentagon has no idea who they are, right? We can't blow that out of the park, even though a lot of people don't trust them. Don't forget, every time we've had some leaks come out of the FBI or the CIA, it's always been inside the FBI or the CIA. So there's some good people in there, and they're trying to bring out the truth. And they probably have a hell of a hard time doing so, and it encourages me to say that, well, there are some good people watching, keeping an eye on them, because they have far too much power. They had far too much power back in the day. They have far too much power today. Margaret, how's it going? Caught the Black Vault, would guess Travis Taylor. Yeah, I was there the whole stream. I didn't, I said hello once, and they said Bruce sees fuck all, and then Bruce sees meth, and it's like everybody knows me, but nobody comes to the channel. No matter where I go, oh, that fucker. But nobody comes to the channel except for my amazing family that always comes back. I didn't know. Like, I take it with a grain of salt. Margaret, what this guy was saying, and he wasn't speaking up too much. And then you see people are so mad in the comment section. They're saying in the feed, they're like, I don't trust this guy. It's people who are really judgmental. I'm probably part of it too, changing my ideals depending on what people say. I didn't see it all. I saw a very small part of it, but it was interesting. And of course, for those who are not familiar with theblackvault.com, you can go and see our friend John there, doing an amazing job at by using the Freedom of Information Act, trying to get some hidden documents and classified documents unclassified. Sometimes it can take him a year and a half, take him 2-3 years. He has been declassifying a lot, so that's a good thing. I mean, all we can do is take what they give us, right? I don't know if any of you were watching the news today with what's going on in China. It's pretty grim. And the people that are not watching like the news, like Alex Jones or Project Veritas, or you're not listening to Seth or anyone that's on those forums, David Icke even, and now there's a lot of people that say, well, I don't like Ike, or I like Ike, or I love Alex, but I don't like that, or I don't like this. I get it. But when you go to see these people, if they're bringing out truth, I mean, they should be applauded. They should be shared. They should be spoken about. And, you know, I don't think Alex Jones is any kind of a god, but I'll tell you what, he has a connection with some higher ups, especially when we saw what was going on with the elections. And that is giving him a whole bunch of information. He's together with a whole bunch of other researchers. You know, the ones that will be the most mad are the people that got screwed over by the system, that not because they gave into the system, but because they trusted the system. Well, we're trying to bring out truth, like me, like a lot of you are, to some people around the world. But the ones that are going to be the most upset are the ones that listen to the government from A to Z and find out at the end that it was true, that they were actually trying to depopulate us and stuff. There's still a lot of people don't believe it. Hard to believe. That's interesting, Bern, and I appreciate you bringing that up, because you see, we can't get excited about everything we hear, right? Even in my case, Bruce got some UFOs lifting up off the surface. Well, now everyone's going to have all these things going through their mind. Is this bugger real? Is this a one-time capture? Is ever going to get more captures? Is he bullshitting? Is he a good enough photographer to stump people? And I wish everybody did that for everything, like the news and what everyone's talking about. Because Skinwalker Ranch was, they based it on a legend of the Navajo Indian, the Navajo vengeful shaman. So they're talking about shamans, and they're bringing that into the story. Well, let me tell you, it could be that it's dark forces, right? But is it just dark forces? I don't know. Like Burns said, listen, there's a lot of books that were written on that. There's a lot of movies that were made on that. A lot of testimonies. People go there. I saw one guy go there and went, oh shit, my head fell. Then had to go to the hospital. It doesn't mean it's not real, but it's like me. It's like me outside saying, look, I just filmed some bloody UFOs lifting up off the surface, and I feel they were messaging me. What do you think people are going to say? Most people are going to laugh. Even people that believe in ufology and UFOs are probably going to laugh and just say, well, I wouldn't say it if it was happening to me. I had a few people tell me that. Bruce, I believe what's happening to you, but I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have had the balls to say it, because a lot of us are concerned about what other people are going to think of us. Maybe you're in town and you have a business where most of the people in town come and see you and follow your YouTube channel. So you don't want to sound too crazy, I guess. But that's how it is. It's only a very small group of awake people that are going to believe in what's going on, right? Hollywood is absolutely manipulated, and Hollywood is also in charge of every single person that has ever made a movie. Okay, box office movies. Ever wonder how come some of the actors disappear and you don't see them anymore, right? They're not dead, but they just don't go back and act anymore. They refuse to take their clot shots. They refuse to take their jabs. We've heard so many comedians on Saturday Night Live now, and other comedians that used to be funny, that completely left Hollywood because of that. And everyone around them is ignoring them because it's a cult. And you have to sign your life away when you're in that cult, And that's how it is. They're running the world. A lot of people don't know what they're running the world, right? But things like Skinwalker Ranch and lights, there's definitely something going on though, Bern, if we see lights. But as for what they're going to add into that and what they're lying about, that I don't know. But Skinwalker Ranch, the way they're talking about it, is the place, right? And I've had some moving objects. I've had some lights. I saw a form and shape in the sky. It looked like a bloody angel. Listen, I've seen some really whacked shit here. And have I ever held back from saying what I've seen? No, but I'm careful in saying what I see, because if I do see an angel, okay, Jesus Christ comes and knocks on my door with a six-pack and some McDonald's and says, no one's going to believe you, but I have to tell you something, and you're going to have to prove to the world that I was here, right? I'd never be able to do so, probably, right? So when I'm seeing UFOs and I'm trying to see, no, Jesus doesn't come and eat McDonald's with me. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. That's like the pickle example. Okay. But reality and perception for me has never changed in all these years, okay, of all the shit and 5G and whatnot. My perception has never changed. Navasori. But a lot of people's perceptions have changed, and like people don't know how to talk. They can't talk about racism anymore. They can't talk about privilege, the word privilege anymore, which I said a pretty good one. Someone was saying, oh yeah, white privilege exists, Bruce, and you know it. White people, you should be teaching your kids that you're privileged, you're born into a privileged race, and you don't know any better, and you're like that. So okay, was like, I don't know. It's funny what they're trying to make people believe, but it's a sick thing because now young people are believing this, right? And you're hearing the youth talk online, they sound whacked. Okay. They sound totally, totally whacked. So he says, if you're so smart, you tell me what privilege means. Easy. A woman is very privileged to be able to have a child and bear a child. It's a privilege only women can have. He wasn't too happy with my answer. And I said, that is a privilege. Women have a privilege compared to me, right? But then I added, but it takes two to tango. So they can make a baby just with some sperm and put in a woman, but you can't grab an egg and stick it in a guy and make a baby. Privilege. Oh boy, they were mad. And I didn't have to talk about the trans community. I didn't have to talk about the gay community. Shout out to all trans people, by the way. Respect to you all, and especially the ones that are online now talking about how crazy the left woke are. Are you seeing them? Lots of trans people. They're saying this is embarrassing. Okay. And you have some trans people actually asking, please, parents, you crazy parents that are bringing your kids to drag queen shows. The guy was pissed off because he doesn't want to go to the drag queen shows anymore. He's a drag queen. He's allowed, right? Trans with his people, not doing any harm. I think it's just legitimate. But anyways, that's how it is. And I'm seeing a lot of trans people speaking up now saying it's wrong what they're doing because they're making the trans people look bad when they didn't want that attention. It's not, sure, it could be trans people wanting this attention, but it's the government deliberately doing that. Barack Obama really had a lot of parties back in the day, and there's a lot of groupies and buddies, I think, that are now all into Congress. We're not going to hide this. Did you see the new person in Congress just a couple of days ago? He got caught stealing women's bag on a plane and then taking a picture of him with her clothing on right after he finished working at the White House. It's like, how freaking embarrassing. Oh my God. Aleaus, thank you very much, man. Thanks, Aleaus. I am Kai's here. Hello, Tammy. How's it going? Fatty McButterpan says Bruce sees all. Can you explain why the moon's orientation is all over the place? Sometimes up and down, and other times the crescent looks like a bowl or horns. Yeah, I get it. Like, look, just if you were seeing it just 2 days ago, the hairline moon, it looks like a fingernail, right? And then it's sideways, but then sometimes it goes upwards, and then as it's setting, the phase is setting. Well, then you see the terminator lines on the other side. So when it's rising, terminator lines on one side. When it's going down, terminator lines on the other side. And just before it sets, well, we have this rocking, right? Somebody said to me, rocking. I didn't use that word, but it's true. It rocks from left to right. Rock and roll. Another thing is it's jumping all over the sky. This thing is locked in position, but now it's not locked in position. And it's just that simple because never in my life has the moon ever jumped around like that. And especially not in my 7th year now of research, I've never seen this. Last year it started like really, really off. This year was crazy. Moon sets in the south. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, the moon was in the south, set down in the south. And I probably tonight too, but I don't see it. Ever since they sent Artemis 1 to the epicenter of the solar system, the Bay Center, not the epicenter. I'm thinking of a grocery store. The Bay Center, the sun, in other words. Are they going to let go Bill Gates' space bubbles? Like, seriously, it's not Bill Gates that's going to drop that off there, right? Definitely. He'd never fit in the spacesuit with his breasts. That's another thing, you know. That's another thing that a lot of people don't know, eh? Bill Gates isn't, yeah. Well, anyways. I saw that. I had to have a drink that night. Big boobies. Bill Gates. But what do you want to do? I'm telling you, I call my mom once a week and I go, Mom, we're living the clown world. It's bad. It's really bad. The shit that I'm telling her is happening. She's like, no, like bullshit. Like, no way in hell. Yeah. A lot of that stuff is happening. Crazy stuff is happening. So, several reasons, Fatty McButterpants. Something that they're talking about very recently. It just came out a couple of days ago. Scientists are talking about this. There's a lot of talk about the pole reversals, but aside from a pole reversal, I don't know if it's true or not, but what they said a couple days ago is that the sun reversed poles, did a pole reversal and not a shift, where the positive and the negative changed sides on the sun. They said it was because of the magnetic fields that were inside of the sun. I'm just repeating what they said. The ones that are impossible to see inside, not impossible, but you need a special way to see them. They can't see them. Most likely what Artemis 1 is doing right now. They're going to be able to, mark my words, the 26th day when they come back, I promise you, in 3 days' time maximum, they're going to tell us something new about the sun. They said, the scientists that I read up on 2 days ago, that the sun is dying, that there's incredible convection and different temperatures and changes that's occurring on the inside of the sun. They say that the sun is dying, and they just declared a couple of days ago that the sun will never be active again. It's going to get less and less and less, darker and darker and darker. And why am I laughing? Because, I mean, what do you want us to do? I just think it's sort of funny that they're talking about that, like, sort of behind our backs without us being involved. And that when something happens, they're just going to all of a sudden bring that up. I don't know. That's a little weird. Marcelino, thank you very much. Hi, Bruce. Greetings from Dutch in Narawahia. I hope I pronounced that right. From little old New Zealand. Hey, Marcelino, thank you very much. I have Evelyn Saba, wonderful person that always comes here to the stream. I'm a little worried about Evelyn. If I heard well the other day, Evelyn or something, there was a little problem, I think, with her mother or something that was missing. I'm very, very, very worried about her. She's the sweetest thing, and she'll just come and say, well, you know, my mother was missing or something. It was a bit worse. I'm just hoping that she found her and that everything's okay. And but I do, Marcelino, I have a few people now that come here from New Zealand, and I want to get up to New Zealand because apparently New Zealand is the healthiest place to be. It's the cleanest air and the cleanest water. So I say, why not go and visit a clean area of the world one day? That would be a good one for my bucket list. Saw you in the live earlier, Bruce, Black Vault. Hey, Adam, thank you very much. I didn't stay for very long. Hi, everyone. How's it going? F you, Bruce. And Bruce is on meth. It's like they know me. I don't know how. Thought it was funny. Little Minx, thanks a lot for being here. Thanks, you guys. Yes. Hey, Darla, Aliaus, and everyone, thanks for saying hello to everyone in the house. Skinwalkers, sorry, Bruce, Moon next time. Oh, no, man. We talk about the moon right now. Every time we come here, we plunge into everything and anything you guys want to talk about. So Skinwalker Ranch, we can talk about the moon, and we can talk about Skinwalker Ranch too, because in reality, it's all about the UFO, the research, the phenomena, but paranormal and dark forces. Me, I had the most horrifying experiences that any young child could ever have. It's like saying a young child, like what that poltergeist girl went through, seeing things around her. That's what I went through. And when you have these encounters when you're young, there's a control of emotions. They can feed you information no matter what they look like, and you're not horrified. When they leave, you consciously come back to your own sort of perception of reality. I mean, lots of things that I've seen happen. So UFOs don't only have to do with an alien being from another planet. If it was just that, it would be awesome. Most likely they would probably look like us. They would maybe have ships sort of like us or some type of technology. But when you see lights whizzing around at high excessive rates of speed, like Mach 20 and plus, impossible. There's no humans in there. There's absolutely no humans in that. That's for sure. But there's more than one phenomena. On the moon, I caught Fatty McButterbrands. On the moon, we have the lights that are smoking, have smoke. We have lights that just illuminate and disappear. We have lights that next video, Bruce sees all, by the way, real spaceship, right? Showed it only once. It's a square. Straight up, not gonna pretend it's this big mother ship from Star Wars. Very large objects that are going around in the atmosphere that have fires on each side of it, top, bottom, left, and right. And you can see the intensities of the fires moving around as they're trying to shift around in the atmosphere. And that's what they're doing, shifting around the atmosphere. I am beyond excited about everything that's going on, about even the horrible crap in China that's going on. I think finally the world is starting to wake up. I hope. I'm still sick, but getting better every day. There you go. Mute off. There we go. Back to normal. There's the wind here. If ever it cuts off, guys, there's a bad wind here. Most likely it is going to cut off. I see, I feel the house shaking there. Freebird. Canada. How's it going, my friend? Still didn't forget your name. It'll be in the next video, my man. And play Freebird. Ooh, looks like it's raining, I guess, too. Freebird. I have to write that down. Why don't I remember what Freebird is? That rings a bell. Is that a game or is it a song? I'm going to write it down. Freebird. I like free things. Oh, there's a nice little breeze coming in. Still warm weather here, guys. Really warm weather. Margaret, how's it going? Bruce, where you live on site? Bruce, where you live on site is volcanic rock and other is basalt. Yep, and quartz. Yes. These are conducts and or magnetic. Absolutely. And there's a shitload of rocks here, Margaret, that when we're walking around in a certain part of the woods that are all magnetic. This summer, I'm going to bring you guys out to at least 3 to 5 regions around here, an area where we found an anchor in the water here, and it's a giant anchor for a big Nazi ship with a Nazi sign on it. It was in the bottom of the water right here, which they never came here, right? Wrong. For whatever the reason, we found that here. There's some Indian reservations also. Darla, at one point, she went, it's in Koto Djlak. On her channel, if I'm not mistaken, she showed another site where there was a fort, and there were incredible Indian fights between the tribes and the people here as the Indians were coming down the waters. And, one hell of a story here in the past of what happened and stuff. And I live 10 minutes from an Indian archaeological dig site. So now I'm really excited so that I can get over there and do some filming in that region. So obviously at night in the parking lot there, I'm sure I won't get in trouble if I go in the parking lot and don't go on the land. And I really want to see. So why? Because the lights that I showed you lifting up, I showed you about 1,000 feet from where I thought they lifted up. Exactly. And all around it, there's forest region. So I'd have to go into that forest region to see what the hell's there. It's Hydro-Quebec territory. I'm very interested to see what's there. And at the end of it, only 10 minutes by car, right? If not, it'd be probably half an hour walk or an hour or whatever. So 10-minute drive by car at 80 kilometers or 70 kilometers an hour, I wind up at that reservation. at that archaeological dig site, and everything that's between that and my town and my home, but just trees. That's all there is. There's no land. Well, there's land, but there's no houses or anything on that land. So that would be will be an interesting area to go and check out. Hey, Suzanne, thanks for being here. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Darla. Tammy's in the house. Spiritual awakenings can be very intense. Yeah, it was very traumatizing for me. I was sad. I woke up to a realities of things that I had not seen. Awakening. See, I put myself in the hospital, and I thought I was losing my friggin' mind. Yeah, we're hard on ourselves, Tammy, and sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves because we want to change everything, I guess. Or the first feeling I had was this inevitable feeling that I have to tell people, right? So I'm very calm and collective. Try to, just say things as I see them every day, talk a little bit about this, a little bit about that. But in reality, when I found out of all the stuff that was on the moon, I thought I was going to blow it out of the park. I was like, oh my goodness, I got to clean my house. All the news media is going to be here. No. As a matter of fact, the more I called them, not true, the more I emailed them, probably the less, I was being visible, because I was just totally shadow banned, as I still am on YouTube. Ed, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for coming in. I'm here almost on time. Hey, everybody. Scott Lee, thank you. Thanks, you guys, and thanks for the generous contributions, guys. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for coming to the streams. I really appreciate it. Next video will be a good one. Go back to that spaceship that I was studying in the atmosphere of the moon. Very interesting, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's showing it. I was lucky that the Pentagon showed my video, so I'm dumbfounded. I have to thank them. Honestly, yeah, I'm thanking them, because I got a chance to show the world something. How do you think I feel? Everyone's saying, I don't trust this. The Pentagon's this. Even I talk about the Pentagon. They're always hiding stuff. I get it. But they showed my work. They showed my work. I was so happy. I was ecstatic. I didn't know how to take it anymore. I was like, oh, maybe they're good guys. No, there's a common sense that, there's a national security reason to hide certain things, which can be true. It can be true. But all they would have had to have done is give me a call at my house and tell me to stop. So a lot of people ask me about Men in Black, if I was harassed by the government. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm a big bad researcher, badass, 007 researcher, where I'm evading government agents and stuff. They attack indirectly. If John Lear contacted me, MUFON, some radio stations and stuff, that's how they do things. They get some people that are investigators and stuff to come, look around and stuff. You don't have to get someone from the United States government, like the UAP task force, and say, hi, I'm the head of UAP task force, and we're going to ask you to stop showing those things. It's not going to happen. The government has people that work for them indirectly, and anyone or anything that can risk exposing national security for the United States of America, they will take it down, most likely. So I consider myself lucky for being still up. Is Peter here? I did not see Peter. Dargis Gunnar, did not see him yet. The reality, Sasha, and thank you very much. The reality of what is out there is so different than what UFO fans have reported. Yes, Sasha, that's exactly it. It has a lot to do with paranormal. Like, you have UFO researchers that are researching UFOs, ships, that come down. And like any doctor that's a professional in this field or her field, that's doing brain surgery, that's doing this, that's doing that, doesn't mean they're going to know everything about your lungs or about skin problems or something. We each specialize in our own fields. So I think in ufology and paranormal researching, there's a wide variety of different things you can look at. You have one person on one side saying we saw ghosts, and one person saying that we saw entities, or one person saying maybe I had never thought of it. I'd never thought of it, seeing lights in my house, before I did the research. And somebody said, maybe all those lights that you were seeing when you said your dad died was actually aliens. And I'm like, holy shit. I hadn't ever thought of that. I said it's spirits. But then, then you start thinking, well, that there's secret projects out there. If they're running through time machines and changing time back and forth and whatnot, we could be already lost. Like, we're sitting here in the year 2000 when we could actually be in the year 4000, just reliving it. If we're reliving it, they say we're just an illusion, but I really don't think we're an illusion. Ouch. I don't think so. That hurts. But then I had a dream one night, and I dreamt I was in pain, and it scared me. Because when I woke up once in my life, I had tears because I thought someone was trying to kill me, and it was a dream. So for someone to be, and I'm not a big dreamer, I daydream. I get visions and thoughts and intuition all the time. When I'm sleeping, if I try to dream, I try to venture into other worlds or to go into 2027. I do it every night. You should try. It's fun. Even if it's not real, it's sort of like a Ouija board game. Whether it's real or not, it's cool. So you try it. You say, tonight I want to go to the year 2027. You ask your guide, whoever you want to ask. I don't care if it's Nanu you want to talk to. Do you realize that we're all praying to the same people? Every person in every culture or nation is praying to a god, right? Well, if there's one god, that one god's going to know that people don't know who the hell, no, bad example. People won't know who the heck he is, right? Or hell, never know. What would you do if the truth came out that everything we knew about God completely changed? I'm not going to flip out. I'm going to say, oh, finally, we get some truth. But it's because some people devote their entire lives to religion. In reality, those people are trying to find themselves and they want to do good. So I really have nothing to say about those people. Really have nothing to say about someone trying to find himself or find out who his or her God is. We have different beliefs and we have different ways of finding out. And some of you already feel and you're okay. You don't feel like you have to look, but that's the way I look at it. Absolutely Average. Hello, Bruce. I finished my own live stream. Hope you're well. Hey, awesome. Absolutely Average. If you had a live stream, that's very cool. Some people that have not tried live streaming, you should try it. Maybe you don't want to show your face, put up an image or something. You'll attract some people. Maybe you want to bug a certain group of people online where you really want to make a change. That's the beauty of freedom of speech. Try to, cut through the grapevine and through the little strikes and hits and cuts that YouTube does to you. And sometimes you can get through. Thank you so much, Sasha. My gorgeous friends. If it wouldn't be for you guys, I would not be here. And I love you all so very much. No oops, more, please. You have to, Sasha. I was just going to tell you have to have at least one comment like that. You can say gorgeous man or moon master, whichever you choose. And it's just greatly appreciated. We have a lot of fun here, Sasha. You're always welcome to comment about anything you believe. Sometimes people disagree with me. Well, comment it without telling off the community, and I'll leave you up. Yellow, everybody. David, thanks, man. My dear friend, Doris, how's it going? Windy like crazy here in Whitby, Ontario, too. And I think you're sending us some of the wind because we just started getting it. Now it's really windy. And it's supposed to come down, I guess, Ontario, too. I didn't check into the weather report, but yeah, we're getting all that, Doris, from Florida. All that big current that's coming down and streaming that down through the provinces. Sometimes, Doris, we get the cold because of them. The U.S. sends us down all the bloody cold and stuff. Thanks so much, Adam Truthfinders. Bonsoir à toi, CL. Merci, man. Doing pretty good here. No, I'm not. 5'11". Oh, I'm trying. Has anyone ever heard the story about a song, Jason Upton Fly? Rings a bell, actually. When they were recording it, oh, yeah, and live, when they listened to it after they heard stuff, right? There was an angel singing in the background. I did hear about that. Chills, man. Yeah, those are amazing stories. And I heard it was a real story. That was a cool one. Yeah, Drs. Yep. Yes, on YouTube too now. They're starting to show some. Oh, the YouTube, the song, yeah? Yeah, for sure, Adam. Yeah, you guys can tell us the channel for sure. Lori, how's it going? 9:10 a.m. in Sydney. Thank you very much. Bruce just popped up on my phone live. Hey, thank you very much. Sometimes when you're on your phone and you don't have time to look at the phone, you can listen to my podcasts, please. I'm kidding. I always wanted to do that, beg for people to listen to my podcast. But it was interesting. It was about Skinwalker Ranch. If some of you don't know what Skinwalker Ranch is, take a look at the podcast. I give out the basic information with that. You're going to get a good start and ideal on. And like Byrne says, whether it be all Hollywood or not, so there's a lot of things that occur on that ranch, and that there were books made from that. So we have to be careful. I'm not saying it's not real. I know a lot of credible people that talked about the area, but you and I, we've not been, so we don't know sometimes. Yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised, or maybe in the ground. And you have to say that certain camouflage that we have here on Earth stumps our eyes sometimes. Imagine an advanced artificial intelligent camouflage where maybe the camouflage is activated when there's movement within 1,000 feet from it. Everything disappears. These are all easily done with sensors and programs. Elon Musk and a few cases of beer at night there, doing his little thing. And Scott Lee says, just type in Jason Upton fly and it should pop up. It is on YouTube, and that's where I saw it, was on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, that's legit. That seems legit, Scott. Hello, Lisa. How's it going? BSA fam. Thank you so much. Listening in for now, finishing up cooking lunch. Absolutely. Have a wonderful lunch, Lisa B. Professor Simon done some good work on Rendlesham Forest incident and technologies that were being tested and brought about the weird events that followed. Very interesting. There's a couple of places they burned. There's Busegi is very hard to say. Some place out at the other end of the world, but there's a French professional researcher that was talking about that area. And again, there's some more phenomena there happening, like the water's running upwards and stuff. A bunch of different things that are happening. Here, Margaret, if you're still listening, in the Salaberry, the Valleyfield region, you can take a look in that region, and there's a base. We're making ammo for the states that nobody knows. There's some monkey laboratories. We have biotechnology laboratories in my own town. Lots of stuff. And we're really close to the border here. So there's a lot of projects being done with the US and NASA at SPAR. Not even that deep, and like on the outskirts of Montreal. Before getting into Montreal, there's a whole bunch of projects they're working on, or we're working down here on an array system, large telescope array system for NASA. Everyone's working on that here, and a whole bunch of companies. So a lot of the companies that are down here are working for the states are run by American people. I'm positive. That's how they hid with MK Ultra and the Canadian Holocaust when they were here in Doria, abducting children and lobotomizing them. And yeah, it's all done across the border. Canada and the US agree to hide stuff, of course. Seeing unique features often brings awesome awareness. One big pond, that's something very, very important that you said. I also believe that it's not for nothing that a UFO is going to land close to me and see me. There's something there. I believe that that yes, there always is a message. Oh, I saw Darla say something. Yes, I'm starting to hear him here too, Darla. Elias Barnes in the house. Yeah, Matt, a lot of people are saying that the spaceship is a moon. Is Safe House Delta here? Thank you very much, Safe House. Sorry I missed you, brother. One big pond. Funny thing is, why is mainstream covering, says Ed, China, but kept every other protest? Hush, hush, something smells fishy. Yeah. And I can post a video, Ed, about a police officer in America, which it would have to be a bad police officer because most of them are good. A bad police officer, like we've seen, and we're not going to hide it. No cops are bad, right? Some cops are bad. And yeah, you could post a video of a police officer in the States beating the shit out of someone, but you can't post any protest videos of what's going on in China. And that is totally funny. Saw some pretty drastic videos too. Like, I don't know about you guys. When somebody in my town comes to my door to weld me inside, better look out for boiling oil in the top window. Guarantee it. I'm going to burn the shit out of them. I don't see any smiley Canadian ever allowing anyone to come near their homes. That's for sure. So what's real and what's not over there? Ever wonder why there are no big groups of Chinese immigrants? Not going to happen. It's a concentration camp. Can't get out of there. It's worse than here. But very similar, because now we're living in China. It's getting bad. Oliver Klein in the house. Absolutely, Matt. Paranormal encompasses UFOs, ghosts, orbs, lights, etc. Yeah, and you know, we talk about demons, and you know, is it just do you have to study demonology, or you know, it has lots of different fields that you have to touch on if you're studying UFOs. But it depends what you want to do. If you're talking about the UFOs that Bob Lazar showed 9 different craft, and you're gonna for the rest of your life. I mean, look at it the way you want. Most ufologists and the professional ones that I meet, they don't have footage themselves there. They're professional ufologists that work in understanding UFO videos and explains to people what these videos are. So I do that too now as I'm studying in ufology, year 7. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to do it with my own work. So I have enough captures that I'm able to do all this research with my own work, which do you guys know that it still blows me away? Sitting down and saying, I can't believe it. Last week, I caught a dark triangle. I caught UFOs lifting off the ground last night. Do you know how many days I stayed up because of that? How many days I had a dry nose and dry mouth and itchy neck, and I was just, it's euphoric. When I capture something outside and there's a connection and I make an incredible video, guys, I get this euphoric feeling. It's overwhelming. It's just incredible. Sometimes I'll be filled with tears. For me, it's something really emotional. A lot of people would do anything to be able to capture a UFO, right? And some people will even fake it when they don't get it. But me, I'm so lucky not having to fake it, having so much activity coming around my house. And as for messages, well, I could say yes, you know. Do I feel like they're always sending me messages? No. I think I received it 5-10 times in my life, like a real direct message, to the point where you have to run and write something down because you knew somebody just told you something. They're incredible things that happen. Sometimes it's a little sad because sometimes I get messages that are not really good. And I don't mean like kill yourself. That would be a little crazy in my head, but I'm not talking about them. Would I be able to differentiate the crazy thoughts from the spiritual thoughts? I'm pretty sure yes. What? Yeah. I believe there are UFOs there on the ground at Skinwalker Ranch. I think you're right also because, see, that's another thing, Darius, that they're not telling us. They said that there's a hole there. And when they talk about the UFOs rising up from the surface, they show them in the air. I have seen some on the ground there, and orbs. They see orbs there too, like little orbs, like big, like maybe a large baseball, you know, or a small softball or something. You see them going around. You know, I believe it's possible because I see them here. So they can definitely exist there, but they're not telling us if it's coming from that hole. They dug down on that hole. In that hole, they're 300 feet. Sent, you know, I said it in the podcast anyway. They drilled and they had water trucks, gallons of water sent down the hole. The mud came back up. They screened the mud, and in the mud there is metal. They saw signs of aluminum and iron, 70% iron, a part aluminum. And what they found 300 feet down, they said when they went and to analyze that specimen at a professional at a university in Utah that specialized in analyzing different elements in the ground said that it was produced, it was built because it was refined. So that metal was something that was refined. So it's not something that's naturally sitting in the mountain. Just that as a story tells us that there's something down there. But are we ever going to find out what's down there? That I don't know. Right on, man. Thanks, Kai. 519. I'm going to go all the way down now, and I'm going to hide and not look at what everyone's saying, which, I have a hard time doing that. But when I get down to the Danny Johnson, how's it going, brother? Good day to you and all the Bruce's all family. Thanks a lot, man. Love you, bro. From London, Kentucky. Great to be here with favorite YouTube channel. Love and peace to all of us. Thanks a lot, brother. Good on you, man. Thank you very much, Marcos. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, man. Merci, Leos. Oh, no, Leia. You mean to tell me there's already trolls here? Let me guess. XX sex sites? Penny's favorite sites. Wait till you see her. Marcos, big thanks a lot, man. Which is from Buenos Aires. Muchas gracias, man. Gracias por venir a mi canal de investigación. I thank you so much. So Darla's cook frying the trolls. Thanks a lot, Darla. I don't know what it was. If it's that thing that flew in front of me, I have no idea what it was. It just kept staying around me. You'll notice all winter, I have like these little bugs flying around and stuff. And the worst of it, my house really isn't bug infested. I promise you. Like I clean. I clean here, right? Well, I clean there for you all, you know. Funny you mentioned Skinwalker Ranch. I watched a few tubes on that in the last week from various people. Lori, it's funny you say that. You're right that a lot of people are starting to all of a sudden talk about it. Hola, William Shuttles. Hey, Dad. William Shuttles in the house. Thanks a lot, you guys. Hey, yes. Hello. Thanks a lot, Norma C. Yeah, Lori. I'll be honest with you guys. When I did the podcast and I finished the podcast afterwards, I was sick. I threw up. I know it has nothing to do with the ranch, right? But either I'm so into the story, it scared me a lot. It scared me a lot that I was thinking that, anyways, winds up, I had a horrible bad back, the shakes and chills, started coughing and spit up in the toilet bowl after I finished doing the podcast. And I was sitting there listening to me talk about the ranch, and I'm listening to me talking about the frequencies were making everyone sick and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, holy shit, man, Bruce, brush it off. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't know about you guys. In the past 2 or 3 years, the feelings and the shit that happens, like health-wise with me, which never happened before, a lot of weird stuff is happening. A lot of weird stuff is happening, whether they be spraying us in the air or not. Norma C, thank you so much, for being here. Got it. I am Kai. Gotta go. The boy from work in 25 minutes. Yes, sir, man. Well, thanks for being here. I am Kai. I appreciate that, man. Always here, and I really appreciate it. Kai, guys, gave me one hell of a nice surprise present. Beautiful arrowhead, guys. Absolutely incredible. I'm gonna have to show you guys again. I have it right there beside my grandpa's picture. Waxing my gibbous. Lucky you. I can't wax the gibbous. The gibbous is gone. The gibbous is hiding. And you know what pissed me off, Star Hunter? Thanks for being here too, man. 2 days ago, the moon was a hairline moon. And today, oh my gosh, I don't know anymore. I think it was yesterday. I think I saw it in the south again, going down. And Listen, guys, it looked like half. The moon looked like half. And it's been doing this to me all month. Usually when I film after the full moon, you see it, you're going to agree with me. You'll see it for 2 to 4 days, leaving, getting always smaller, always smaller, always smaller. And then you're about 7 to 11 days where you don't see it at all. And then it starts coming back and it's just a hairline when it's just at the beginning of the phase. But now it's going hairline, half, full, hairline, half, full. It's like, what the hell is going on? Do you think the Earth, hi Marcia, is wobbling? Oh yeah, well, I can confirm they say that it is. Do you think we're on the verge of a pole shift? It's very interesting. Eh? Like I said, they just mentioned that there's a pole reversal that happened, and they believe it's because of what's going on inside of the sun, and that now the sun is actually dying off, and it's not going to get more aggressive. They're saying it's going to actually plunge into darkness. You know, these stars, the sun is the closest star to us, and stars expand outwards from inside helium and get giant, big red giants, and in reality die off. Will be many, many, many times reincarnated till we see that sun die. That's for sure. If reincarnation exists, we'll see the same sun many times. I almost want to be reincarnated just to come back to continue my channel. You know, 2,500 suitcase stole. Then he went back up inside of the airport. Yes, the one that stole the clothing. I thought that was so funny. Sex 69 fun, like hot photo, my sister. You don't have a sister, Penny. Probably already blocked. Let's see. Oh, Darla gets all the fun. You guys are blocking them. Kimberly LaBelle, how's it going? Thanks a lot, my dear friends. Scott says the night of the eclipse, the moon was on the opposite side of the sky. Oh, yeah. Great, great eyes. You're absolutely right about that. I can confirm it. For 2 or 3 days, eh? Complete opposite side. It was in the south, and then it was complete that way. So where it rises over there, it was there. And just to say, it was going towards the north, even not in the north, but it was like, it looked like it was being pulled around the other side of Earth to go towards the north. Geez, all these sex links, and I missed them. For my laptop, no, Bruce, what the hell? Laptop. Today, but it was wrong. One, oh no, so I'm on the stream driven one. Oh crap. Technology, they say, Grit Ripper. Beverly, how's it going? Good evening to you. Thanks a lot. Just catching up. Beginning of the live. Much love, my friend. Thank you so much. There's a whole slew of stories at the Skinwalker Ranch, and I have an Indian reserve or whatever here, archaeological dig site not far from here. I'm going to be all over it next summer, that's for sure. With the winter coming, I still will be able to get there probably. So I assume, I'm taking a guess here. That area, if I'm not mistaken, was closed this month. But it just so happens that it could be closed for the season, and I didn't know about it. But I should have access to the terrain there. I mean, if the cops come there because I'm there with a camera, so be it. I'll just leave there. I highly doubt they're going to arrest me for that. Maybe they'll vaccinate me because I was on the territory or something. Who knows? I'd like to get some infrared shots of the area there. I'd love to go there with my looking for gold, but I guess and artifacts, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Make my own little dig there at night in the middle of the night. If my mother was here, they'd tell you guys that I found one hell of an asteroid or meteor piece when I was younger. Probably about that size, but a bit smaller than a bowling ball, probably half the size of a bowling ball. Beautiful crystals all over it. Just looked like big emeralds all inside and out of that. It looked like a Moldavite, and it was that big. It was buried in the yard. And I remember don't remember where I found it or what happened. And I told my mother when I leave, she gave it to me, and I don't remember where the hell it went, but that's something that I'd found in the ground. I'm lucky like that, guys. Actually 5 years old. Yeah, it's true. When I was 5 years old, I went out for a walk on the tracks. They were talking in the 70s, guys. Okay, walk out in the tracks because my mother used to leave me play out in the tracks. No, I'm kidding. It's out in the back. It's right in our backyard. All the kids were along the tracks and stuff. And why was I talking about the tracks? I don't remember what I was going to say there. Oh yeah, I found $50. I found a Canadian $50 bill with the RCMP horse in the back of them, which doesn't exist anymore. Long time ago. And I still have the corduroy pants that my mom bought me when I was 5. They don't fit anymore, though. Well, I've been saying the same thing about the moon jumping around the sky. And you're right, Eric, because it really is jumping around and jump up and get down. That's what it's doing. It's literally going all over the bloody sky. And I used to remember and have evenings where my telescope was having a hell of a hard time getting the moon because it was over top of me. So I had to put the arm of my telescope exactly up like that. I had the big ass camera in the bottom. So I had to literally like grab a mechanic's buggy to go under a car and lie down on the ground because listen, I got my setup here. When I'm filming with my telescope, I take the whole setup outside. I take the base outside, very heavy. Very heavy. The optical head now is over 50 pounds with the rails that I put on it and everything. 160 viewing right now. That's really cool. Maybe one day I'll get up to like 4 or 5, 6, 7, 800 people. Because I don't know if you guys notice, that's impossible. That's impossible that this channel stays at 158. And it's also impossible that with 96,000 subscribers, do you guys notice how many comments I get each video? I get 50 comments. When you see there's 100 comments, is because I answered all 50 people. If you see 100 comments, it's rare, but it can go up. It's always under 200 comments, about 200, 300 comments. Sometimes when I get 10,000 views or 25,000 views once every 6 months, then the comments go up to 300. But it fascinates me because I know I have more than 300 people here following this channel. My 7th year of posting daily videos on Patreon here and with all the streams, with all the channels. For those that don't know it, I also have a Spanish channel, and you can see that in the channels. If you speak French, I also have a French channel. 150 subscribers since 2020 on my French channel. I have a nickname on my French channel. They call me 16.6 or maybe 16.7 now because the subs don't change very much. Not only that the sunrise jumps 30 degrees to the north for daylight savings in 7 to 10 days. Yep. Then back again in the fall, but never moves the rest of the year. Lots of stuff that does not make any sense because what they say and what we're visually seeing is not the same thing. It definitely is not the same thing. Hey, Peter Benton, thank you so much, man. Hi to you and Kelly, if she's around. If not, hello, brother. I'm home. Hey, Bruce, and all. What have I missed? Trying to talk. Hey, man, I have a archaeological site 10 minutes from my house, and it's an Indian reserve. Okay. We're talking, here in Canada, we have First Nations, Cree, we have the Métis Indians, we have the Iroquois, we have the, anyways, there's a whole bunch of them. Won't get into all the names. And I said First Nations. Yeah. Blackfoot. I'm getting to the States now. But there was a lot of Indians living around here. In our yards, there's a shitload of artifacts for sure. If we start digging up everyone's yards, I'm positive around here. And that's so close, man. And it's the area where I saw those UFOs lifting up off the surface. We're talking about hundreds of feet behind where I saw those UFOs lifting up. On the other side of that forest area is that archaeological dig site. They're digging up. They got a museum there where they're filling the museum with everything that they found in that area. And they found a lot of stuff. Thank you very much, Peter Benton. Getting old. Band. That should have been my name. Band Swartz. Maria, thanks a lot for coming back. Maria from Sweden. Thank you. Hey, Solarhead, thanks a lot. Hello to you. William says, what's your take on all the animal? Oh, thanks for bringing that one up. And thanks for waiting over half an hour for me to reply to you, man. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go right down after this. Now, ants and fish are doing it pole shift. It is the shift or the reversal. So, yes, the shifts that are polling. Oh, my God. Did I just say that? See, everything's shifting. The shifts that are polling. Guys, I'm telling you, the shift is sunning. One point we won't be able to talk anymore. I think it does, with all due seriousness. William Shuttles have to do with the reversal. It's a little scary. I saw all the animals. I saw the sheep going in circle, the cows or whatnot, the fish. I've also even seen in the past some birds doing the same thing, but they were actually on the surface walking around in circles. Ants too, but you see, the problem is ants walking in circles is a normal thing if they're lost to get their bearings. And the scary part is that they're like in a trance because they're turning around themselves. I saw the video. It was horrifying. Very concerning seeing that, the ants going around in a circle. So in reality, those ants that are going around in a circle are going to die. They're all going to keep going around and around and around in a circle, and they're just going to stop. They're going to run out of energy, give up because they're unbalanced for some reason. And I saw one guy, anyways, passed away because of the, usual shit. And what happened, man? I don't know if you guys saw it. When he passed away, this is what he did. And started turning, fell on the ground. He's dead. Serious stuff. Very scary. Very scary. Started turning on himself. What's going to happen when everyone wakes up? I mean, I only believe that I'm half awake. I'm ashamed of myself for not making videos every day about it, for not risking getting my channel closed and just screaming out, hey, what the hell's going on? We were indoctrinated all of our lives to shut up. And when things happen, you talk about things and you talk about it sort of under the table and secrecy and stuff like that, but it's not right because they're trying to change our perceptions that we'll shut our mouths and stuff. It's not really what we should not. That phenomenon of the animals going in circles is so curious. It really is. It's fascinating me, Normacy. It really is fascinating me. I have no idea if it's because of the polar shift that William was mentioning. I'm almost sure. Gamecock Mike, thanks, brother. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for since the time that you guys were here. I keep seeing the same faces. It's all the same people supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Dares says they're lying to us. The sun is not dying. Thank you, Dares, for sharing that. The sun is helping us in our ascension. Nice to hear that. And you absolutely, I would say you're probably right too, Dares. So they're saying that the sun is dying. They're saying that it's not going to be more active, that there's not going to be anything happening for 2025, by the way. This is the new thing that they're saying. But I don't think that's how it happens. And don't forget, they know nothing about the sun. They really know nothing about the sun. I mentioned this before to you, Bruce, and everybody. The sun is everything in our solar system is going to change polarity. And we've got 10 to 15 years, maybe sooner, and there'll be a micronova. Oh, guaranteed, David. They're right about that. Thanks again, Kimberly. I think these simulators and lenses have been in place since biblical times. I agree with you on that, Fatty McButterpants. When the sun disappeared for 3 days. Yep, I believe that too. Where did it go for 3 days, eh? There she is. There's Evelyn. Oh, bless, thank you. It was our kitten's mother. Evelyn, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to put any words in your mouth. I'm so happy to hear that, though. Evelyn, I misunderstood. I said, "Oh my God, she didn't lose her mother. I thought you had lost your mom." So happy. It was our kitten's mother. Still no mom. So we're hand feeding them. They're doing great. My pleasure, Evelyn. I'm happy to hear about that. Good news. Bruce, you pronounced that perfectly. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure, Marcelino. Marcelino. I almost didn't pronounce it right. Love to see you here in the land of long white cloud. Yes, of the long white cloud. Thank you very much. Also for coming by. God bless, Evelyn. We love you. P.S. Everything in the galaxy is reversing its polarity. Yeah, I agree with you with that, David. From what I'm seeing is that everything is going to shift. It's a complete shift. And, people don't understand. So they think a shift. Well, what's going to happen is that the sun's going to flip over. Could be, but the poles flipped. So when Earth flips, we're going to see temperatures drastically change, like we're already seeing. Last 2 years, you guys seen a desert? You see the camels frozen in the snow. That was apocalyptic. Okay, seeing the camels frozen in the snow. A couple years ago, Florida, which I didn't know you guys had them. The geckos or lizards. I mean, you can laugh at me. I don't really know about those animals, but in Florida, the iguanas, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, froze in the trees and just fell on the ground like with hands up in the air from having frozen in a tree, and then they came back to themselves at one point. When this is all a major incredible shift that's going to change everything, guys. All the insects are going to migrate. Watch the freaking spiders, tarantula spiders in Canada in the next 5 years. Okay, United States 2023, all the tarantulas and scorpions, they're all coming from the desert. They're headed towards the States. They were talking about that last year. And insects will migrate. There'll be migration, right? When God talks about locusts and everything and famine, what do you think he's talking about that? Because maybe it's a natural phenomena that occurs every so often. Or maybe God's just, I get it. Could be one or the other. David White's in the house. Thank you so much, man. Oh, yeah. Leonard Skinner. I play a couple of his, too. Hasatonic Live YouTube channel did a timeline to Cov. Yeah, well, ain't loud talking about that. But hats off to the people that are doing it. Well, hey, Bruce, long time. Mama Bear. Long time no see. I was in a live stream with you and your beautiful mods and chat. Thank you very much. I think it's hit or miss, but glad to see you. I gave the thumbs up, and I thank you so much. Hey, Kermit. Hey, ho, Kermit the Frog here. The moon and sun was out together today around 1 p.m. Hey, I would never have seen it. Thanks for letting me know that. So that means, again, the Earth is at a certain degree, they say, that when we see them together in the sky, there's another term that they use for that, too. Thanks, Kermit. Thank you very much, David White. New Zealand. Bruce, when you go outside to film at night, be sure to bundle up. Otherwise, you'll be sick all year. You're absolutely right about that. And that's how I get sick usually all year. Yes, I promise. Actually, now, Darla, because the temperature is not cold, that's when I can get more sick. But I'm sure digging that there's still grass there. Last year, the first day of snow here, where the snow stayed, was December 11th. Because we've had our first snowfall here, but it hasn't stayed. I think Darla got maybe 2 days or 3 days more than me that the snow stuck around, but it was only because Darla and I live like not even half an hour apart, and the weather is crazy different. 3-4 degrees different sometimes. It's windy in her end when it's not in mine. And I know because I go to Valleyfield. Just raining, or come over in my end and it's not. It's really different. Have a tyrant add a prime minister. What's my Irish accent? What the hell's going on here? Have a tyrant add a. Why am I talking like that? at a PM just like us here in Canada. Yeah. Did you see what the horrible ads that are going on in Canada where they're talking about, hey, why are you keeping your kid alive? Your kid is sick. He's handicapped. He's in pain. It's costing the system money. Disgusting ads that the government is passing in Canada. And the more it happens, the more I laugh and smile, because unfortunately, what's going to happen is you're going to see the death toll go stoop, boop, stoop, boop, stoop, stoop. Then everyone's going to wake up. Then it'll stop. But they're getting us. Eh? They got us. They got a lot of people that are no longer on this earth. Last year, euthanasia, 10,000 people were convinced to take their lives, and they're dead. They're looking for a lot more this year. So if they're doing that every year, you know, it's a little crazy. How can it be so many? This is awesome. Julie K is here. Thank you very much. Crypto Zeus, Unknown Skyman, what's up? Hey, Carlene, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. And that's my address, guys. You want to send me some spaceship parts, any secret microfilm or documents that you want to send me? Doesn't happen, though. What is up, man? UFOs are up. Thanks again, Crypto Zeus. Yeah, guys, if you guys are having any problems or you see me cutting out or that I'm slow or lagging, it's not your fault on my end, for sure. It will be my fault with the wind that we have here. It really can, Darius, be realistic. Hi, Yvonne. Once you go down that hole, it all connects. Howdy, Bruce. You're absolutely right about it. You're absolutely right about that. Only 4,200 subscribers until the magic. Oh, Maria, thank you so much. Is it already? Oh, my gosh, we're getting there. 4,200. I got a secret for you. 41,195. I'm 5 away from being at 0.9. It's been a week. So that happens. I'll get 13 subscribers in like 5-6 days. Then I'm 10 days no subscribers. And again, 5-6 subscribers. We're getting there, and I thank you all for helping me get to the 100,000 mark. It'll only be profitable for you guys. The higher I get, the more I reach higher, the more people that come to this channel. I was expecting, honestly, cross my heart, right or left, cross my heart. I was expecting to be giving away telescopes by now, easily. And it wouldn't take much. All I'd have to have is my ads, going really well. And I get maybe $200-300 extra in a month or something like that. Put that aside, grab a beginner telescope, start sending that out. Maybe, it's what I wanted to do. It's what I started wanting to do. But it's all going to happen at the same time, and then everyone's going to come in. Julie, thank you very much. Moonman, airports are adding landing strips to adjust the direction needed on the pole shift. Ooh, I'm loving this. 151 when Darla's favorite and number is 200. I like 300 even better. Love you, Julie. Hoorah to my friend Floyd, if he's there. Respect to him. Yeah, hey, that's it. Julie, I heard that the other day. That's a little interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, Julie, they're going to have to change. Well, Floyd must know that. They're going to have to change the way the planes also are flying around when they go around the world, because all the trajectory of the planes are based, and you must know, on the currents that are around the Earth. So if the currents are going to start changing areas, it's going to be pretty crazy. I'm enjoying your videos as always, Julie. I would ask all of you to please take the time to go over to Julie's and check out her channel. I would really appreciate that. Maybe give her some love and subscribe if you appreciate the channel, but only if you appreciate the channel, because I know you will. I'm just positive you will. Forced Disclosure 818, thank you so much, brother, for the ongoing support. You're right. It is Hump Day. Happy Hump Day from Southern California, my brother from another mother. Yeah, man, we all got the same blood. We all got the same problems. We all got the same type of governments that are attacking us. And I don't know if you guys feel it. I feel the good stuff is coming. Shit's going to hit the fan. In other words, it's hitting it right now. That's what's going on. Maureen, I will. A bit of coffee and I'll be right back. Actually, get some water. So I don't brag about it, and I obviously should be talking a lot about it, Maureen. Maureen Heck, the UFO massive demonstration that they have every year that was started by the Carter administration under the United States government of America, the UAP task force, the Space Force, the Pentagon, the Defense Department. Every year have a presentation where they present all the well-known ufologists around the world and scientists. They present it as, and you can go watch it yourself. It's in English and French and Spanish and 5-6 languages. They presented my work on a forum of advanced scientists and more than professional ufologists. We're talking about the creme de la creme, the ones that are the known ufologists. Everyone that was on a platform with me, my friends, I would say 35 or 40% of them are on Wikipedia. Maybe 50% of them are on Wikipedia. It's a long name. It's where the civilians bring civilian sightings. MUFON also present there, in several countries have all. There were former directors. They have the regular directors that were there, the recent directors, Brazil, Canada, USA, France, all these people from MUFON that presented work and talked about UFOs. And I was the only one that had his work presented, because I'm a ufologist, but I do a lot of work too, filming. And I'm not like other ufologists that have, the chance of seeing the work of everybody and sitting down and getting the last say on exactly what they're looking at because they're studying ufology. I was able to present my work, Maureen, for 6.5 minutes. I was able to show them the UFO that came down to the house, and I was able to show them the UFO that left the interior of the moon. Okay. So I was really happy for that. And when it came my turn, Maureen, to talk, hi, I'm Bruce War, and they took it down. They didn't show it in August 2021, but if you go see, I'm not lying there, go see it. The biggest UFO live televised forum that they have every year was in August 2021 UFO seminar. It was not a seminar, it was international. Okay. And they took my part off, cut me off, and also Garpan Ufology, which not in association, but they deal with the Space Force and the Canadian agency now. The what is it? BSA. Bruce sees all in theirs. CSA. Yeah, CSA. I'm BSA and they're CSA, Canadian Space Force, right? The Space Association also. Even though Canadians don't go to space, they say we do a lot. We build everything for the Americans in space. That's what we do. Army stuff, tanks, and everything. The army tanks that you're seeing on the front lines in Ukraine were built 20 minutes away from here, and no one's going to believe me. But it's true. So they presented my work, Maureen, but it popped up only a couple of months ago where they reintegrated the actual whole film where I was in it. But from August 21st all till this summer, they didn't show me. They only put it on after almost a year of having gone there in August. We're in November now. So the good news is that I was able to present my work on a higher level. So all the big channels on YouTube that are here talking about UFOs. Well, that doesn't mean any of them will ever get to the Pentagon or get up higher or to get a chance to talk to anybody. You know, when John Lear reached me, and then I started talking to some really, really scary people, like the person, the biggest hacker that hacked NASA. And he's on YouTube here. He was on MUFON, and he reached me and said, "Hey, in the comment section, he didn't reach me. He commented in my comment section, said, Bruce, you have wonderful work. I'd love to, I had the chance of having these really big people in MUFON and big stuff going on and stuff trying to reach me. I didn't have to get out there and reach people. Made a lot of jealous people here, Maureen, on YouTube. Almost all the channels, all the big space channels won't touch my work. I was contacted by some, you could say, big space channels. If I say big, it's because of the subscriber count and community, right? Tyler from Secure Team reached me twice and played me, but he still reached me. And then there was Third Phase of Moon reached me. I had an interview with Crow 777. Look at it the way you want. It's not bragging. It's that I'm ecstatic, honored, and the luckiest guy in the world to be able to all of a sudden arrive in the UFO community and have my name blared out everywhere. It made a lot of people mad because some people said that they didn't understand the way I was doing my technique, which I really don't believe. When I explained everything to everybody, that I'm doing a simple thing by zooming up with my telescope, and they're all saying, well, he's not using his telescope to zoom up. What the hell do you think I'm using? $10,000 US telescope and a $5,000 camera. It's $10,000 the camera, the D850, but I took the lens off it. I didn't want to buy the lens, and I only bought the frame without the lens. I bought a camera with a big hole in it, $5,000. But what you're looking at is incredible work. And when I'll be updating with both the infrared drone that will be coming soon. Christmas is coming, but it won't be long after that. Me, I'm good at saving up my money. I'm not rich. As a matter of fact, I'm not rich, but I can save up the money, and I am investing everything I've ever made in putting food on my table and investing in the equipments. This year, okay, I admit this year was worse than other years, but I spent over $400 this year on black boxes, freaking SD cards, and more batteries and stuff. So that's just a minimum thing. And these things, I could tell you I'm buying batteries every month. I'd be a freaking liar. It's every year, you buy the batteries. The batteries that I bought last year are a bit old. It doesn't cost $100,000. That's why I always try to upkeep. You go get some batteries, about $100. You go get a camera. When you go get a camera, I want to invest in getting more megapixels. So the next camera investment here will be over 100 megapixels or about 100 megapixels. And why? Well, that helps us view the small, fine detail that's on the moon. And the very, very small objects that we're not seeing are the proof of constructed objects. And people want to see them on a golden platter. We all want to see them very, very close. But we're combating atmosphere all the time. And if there's atmosphere on the moon and it's actually higher than what they say, it could be that it's hard to see properly on the moon, even with a bigger telescope. Bigger telescopes doesn't mean they're always looking at what's on the moon. They go there to do their work. You could always see the structures there. And I never really understood how anybody could ever hide it. So that's why they say that. Have you ever heard that the ejecta caused a flat crater, like a skating rink, because when it finished bubbling up and everything and just cooled down, it made an even, like, sort of, that's bullshit. Because when we look at the craters close up, and when they say, like, for example, China that tried to land in Sinus Iridum, China couldn't land in Sinus Iridum. Why? Because he said it was too bumpy. There were too many objects and anomalies on the surface of the moon for them to land there. And only a couple of months before that, I was filming there, and I was telling people it was all jumbled up. There was so many objects on the surface. And they said there's no objects on the surface because if you go look in Wikipedia, they say that Mare Serenitatis is smooth. And Sinus Iridum is smooth. And then you look at the surface and there's nothing smooth. It's completely bumpy. Guys, 2 years ago, only 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 now, 2 I think, they admitted for the first time that there were levels descending on the moon up to 10,000 feet. And in a pit, one of many pits that they found in a 300-foot pit that the temperatures in the bottom were 17 degrees. I don't know how they would have found that out, but so now they're making rovers to, I mentioned that in 217, that they're going to make rovers that have paddles, just like a star with spikes at the end, like hooks at the end, like that, around over like that, to dig up, and they'll have, lines and bars coming out the rovers to push them in. I believe that they've probably been doing it for a while, adventuring themselves in all the tunnels on the moon with drones and rovers, probably quite a few of them in there, analyzing things, and all in secrecy and hiding. Probably not being done at NASA, but at Area 51 or something, or SPAR, maybe here in near Montreal. Some of the launches in the 60s were launched right here from SPAR, not far away. People are like, no, the launch that was Houston. No, it was SPAR. SPAR were like, you were at Houston and they're showing Houston. You're hearing people talking. They were talking from SPAR here. That's what they were doing. And that's for the 69 landing there, if I'm not mistaken. Mama Bear, there's another one. Poetry for me. I make poetry in my dreams. Last year plus, haven't been remembering them at all. That's how it is. In Canada, our government is now showing on television ads for euthanasia. You're sad, sick, have debts, depressed, get the needle and end it all. And it's true. And when I saw that, I don't know how to react, Darla. I don't know how to react. Like, I mean, I'm still laughing. It's ridiculous. His Highness, rain, wind in Ottawa here too, brother. Thanks a lot, man. Thank you so much, Adam Truthfinders. In Technicolor, those are scary. Do you have a lot? Do have a lot talking to me, which are quite puzzlingly. Yeah. They've always been around me. They've always been around me. The spirits and entities, to the point where it's sort of like we're friends, where they don't bother me anymore. And it's like when they stop by, it's like quick, and it's like, what do you want? And they go, it's a scary feeling. For some might think it's scary because it's not happening to them, but when it happens to you, you're not scared at all. When I saw my grandfather holding his head with a knife because he had cut off his head, when in reality he was in the hospital getting operated on his throat, that I didn't know about it, that was a premonition. I don't know. I think it had to do with my grandfather and with me sending a signal. We have signals. You know how we talk about antennas? Humans have antennas too, right? It's just not what we think, Maybe our antennas are penis. I don't know. But we do have an antenna. I had to say that. I felt stupid. There's a way of communicating with other people. Some people, how can I say it? Someone that's not intuitive, somebody might be trying to send you a message and you'll never read it. But that day you're going to have the worst headache. Maybe you're going to start thinking of that person, thinking it's your thoughts, but that you actually are getting a message from somebody. Every time I tell people to put their energy together, usually a lot of shit hits the fan. Today I said, let's put our energy together. And don't think it's because I said that, but I know for the past couple of days, the people in China are standing up to the CCP corrupt government. And I'm just wishing the best for them, because like somebody wrote in the comment section, he goes, these guys and gals, they're going to get killed. Like, nobody's allowed protesting over there. It really is like a concentration camp. The former president, guys, of China died hours ago, 96 years old. Do you remember when the last time was that we saw that guy? He was sitting in the CCP parliament, we'll call it. I know it's not the parliament, but in their government over there. Jinping sitting down. Beside Jinping, for those that obviously don't watch the government over there because we don't understand them. Not everybody speaks Chinese. Off to his right is an older man that's there with big glasses. He's the man that passed away. It's the former president of China. And when he gave up his position in China, he actually stayed on in the background and was sitting right beside Jinping. Did you guys see that some guards went to get him at his seat, lifted him up, held him on each arm, and it took 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes for the guy to allow them to bring him somewhere? That was 3 weeks ago, approximately. He's dead. He's dead. 96 years old. He's dead. So what we heard of in North Korea, apparently him too, he killed a few in his own family to get up there, right? That's how it is. The Nazis did the same. Hitler did the same. Boom, 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 killed a whole bunch of people to go up and over him. Have you ever seen any of them get voted? No, they don't get voted. They kill each other. The elites kill each other to get up. So, of course, they're going to kill us too. It's something crazy. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, exactly, man. Not watch him all the time. I know him, though. I have heard him speak, though. Yeah. I believe that, Crypto Zeus. I believe that as a theory, that's very possible. Most likely, those are the ones that are there. And block nose again. I don't think they were born, right? They were maybe born in a test tube. Could be hybrid aliens. And Haim Eshed, defense secretary in Israel, said it. The Americans have hybrid aliens working for them inside of an archaeological site in Mars. Imagine, is what I heard. I'm not blowing my nose. I'm playing in my eye. I was blowing my nose now. Allergies, my friend. On my face, I got some skin allergies and rashes, redness and pimples on my neck. I've never had any of this a long time ago. I think that when the COVID came about, do you notice that there was a whole bunch of other people that started getting sick that had nothing to do with the COVID? I know some people that died on my street. Basically all the freaking houses on my street are dead. You know that? Neighbor next door got cancer a couple of months ago, strong as an ox. Lady this big, 80 some years old, love her to pieces. She went out for a walk. Now, after she came back, they took her cancer away. They scraped her to the bone marrow, and she's back up at it, doing her walks every friggin' day. I mean, hats off to her, 80 some years old. She's got balls. Well, could be, but she's got guts. I'll tell you that. But she's V'd, you know. So all these things that are happening, government is going to pay. Government's going to pay. They're going to get their asses taken out. You go. As above, so below. I agree with that 100%. Aliens, they are we are them, we are them, they are we. Hey, in reality, it's most likely possible. Wind is very bad here in Syracuse, New York. Thank you very much, Julie K. Nice to see you. New York all day. High wind warning extended till tomorrow. Well, that's it. Same for us, Julie K. That's why we're going to have that wind is coming down. At the bottom of Quebec, it's going to be a lot worse for them, like 90 plus kilometers an hour, the winds. Here over Montreal, I saw that they said 80 kilometers. It's 20 demain, Alias, 80 kilomètres. That's what they're saying. Boy, I always wish I could answer everyone, but it's absolutely impossible. But I do appreciate all the comments. I don't want you guys to stop, that's for sure. Hello, Auntie Mandy. Thank you so much. His Highness, I love you for it, man. I appreciate that. It touches on intelligence. My work is affecting one community. It's the intelligence community. It's the defense department, Pentagon, CIA, FBI, DARPA. These, UAP task force and all that. It's all involved because of what I'm getting. But That's an honor, man. And I appreciate that, His Highness. All thanks to people like you, man, giving me ideas. You guys bring a lot to the channel too. Ideas, but we're so close. A lot of people that come here. I think we have to finally say that we're all on the same. We're all up or above the same wavelength. Like we're really close. Eh? Some people say there's a hologram. I go, maybe not the moon, but maybe there's one on the moon. So I'm in and open enough to a lot of the theories. The line might get blurry, especially under the influence. Oh, so blurry. Could be, Enora. Well, I have a lot of scary stories that would blow people's minds, but no one will ever believe a story that is incredibly impressive. No matter how impressive it is, at one point they'll say, "Well, I don't know. I could never prove that I saw the other side." There's a doorway that opens. It's not square. There's no cadrage. There's no frame. It's a window with no frame around it, where someone's in front of you. And what? Listen, I don't know if you've ever seen someone on the other side. I have, and it was my friend's shadow. Okay, that picked up a knife wherever the hell that shadow was and tried to stab my friend, which was his own shadow that tried to stab him with a knife. The knife was longer than the guy's head. Okay. I saw that. And I saw that thing with a hood. Okay. Because that's the third time I see hooded people. It's a cloak, some type of secret cloak. So it could be actually humans that are doing secret projects like that. I mean, that'd be scary shit thinking of it. But when I saw that there was something on the other side, I never had to wonder ever again in my life if it was all real. I know the Matrix exists. I know people are visited. Most of them probably will never have the courage or balls to talk about it, or they're just scared to talk about it and they don't want these things to reoccur, so they don't talk about it. But I've seen some screwed up shit, some real screwed up shit. And I don't agree with you, though. I respect your Enora Records. I respect your opinion, but I absolutely don't believe that most scary stories come from scared minds. But I'll tell you what, yeah, a lot of people that are scared of things, probably, I believe you that it would make sense. They would want to embellish in the story, make it even scarier because they're just really scared inside. But how could I have told you about that? The shadow and the knife in a way that wasn't scary. I'm telling you about the knife with a smile and the shadow with a smile, but it's still a hell of a scary story. But my mind's not afraid. They told me they'd come and kill me and my family. I'm not afraid. So be it. I'm still going to expose the truth. It's just a fear tactic. It's just a fear tactic. I can be killed, but they can too. So I'm pretty sure they're more afraid of me than I am them. One of those little darts. What the hell was that? Eddie Brian Dyer, thank you very much, man. Appreciate the conversation, Bruce. Find your conversations very informative. I love you guys for it. And that really means a lot that you guys let me know that, because I really appreciate it. But we all do appreciate it. Thumbs up for Bruce. Thank you so much, you guys. Cindy Durbin, how can I get a picture to you? You can email it to me. I'll be checking them tomorrow morning if you want to, Cindy. Bruce Swartz, altogether 75. Bruce Swartz 75. BruceSwartz 75. And that's acommercialgmail.com. Because meeting a mind that both talks with you through telepathy, plus have a mind at least 10 times yours, giving a glimpse of something new, can shake the small mind's existence, creating psychosis. In Nora Records, I agree with you 100,000% with that. I agree with you 100,000% with that. You know what I said? When I started seeing a whole bunch of things, it's not going to happen that I think I'm Jesus Christ. It's not going to happen that I'm going to try to prophesize or become a prophet or something. But I think there's some beauty in that. When somebody believes he's Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, some people would believe it because they're so in tuned, maybe with the other side or wanting to help. I don't know, but I believe it can create a psychosis. What I saw was overwhelming, and nobody probably experienced what I experienced. Listen. The reason why I say it can never be proven. It can never be proven. I had an accident and I saw the accident. I was taken out of the accident. I was at the back of the car. Don't forget, I lost my dad in a tragic accident, became a quadriplegic, suffered in the hospital for months, and then passed away. You know, but someone's been following me and guiding me since then. So, for all you people that have family relatives that are passed away, and your church is telling you that it's demons that are coming to see you, it's not your family relatives, I would disagree. Just my opinion. I wouldn't agree with them. I wouldn't trust a priest in any church. Sorry. I don't trust priests. You know who I trust? The people that go to church and sit down in the church and that know a lot more than the priests themselves. The priests will repeat the same things. I asked a priest once with a friend that was a Jehovah's Witness. He asked me if I had courage to go in with him to the church to ask a certain. Yes, let's go right now. Went to the church where I used to go to. Came in and said, "We got to ask you a question about an alien. Would it be okay?" You know what they said? "You guys are Jehovah's Witnesses. Get the hell out of my church." Okay, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I was insulted. Hey, this is my church, dickhead. Yeah, I called the priest a dickhead. So sorry. He's probably thanking me, right? Do you think God wants these churches opened up like they're doing? Have Catholic priests in the front with big crosses, holding the gold crosses and rings that smell like kids' genitals, holding the things. I mean, I'm not hiding it. People go, "Oh my God, what is he saying? Are you kidding me?" Pedophile ring. That they got out of control. Good people go to church, right? Good people go to church. But the ones in control of it, cults, all cults, indoctrinating everyone for sending money and Sunday in the collection cup. You know, that's how it is. A deranged reality interpretation. Very smart, Anora Records. I like some of the things that you're bringing up. Aluminum is box style. I've heard that, Rose. Not sure exactly what that term is. I'm not going to hide it. Don't know everything. I see everything, but I don't know everything. I like learning new things. It has something to do with the processing or something, but I'll just double check. Sedimentary rock with a relatively high aluminum content. Thank you. It is the world's main source of aluminum and gallium. The world's main source of, yeah. Bauxite consists mostly. Oh, bauxite. You must have meant bauxite. If so, gallium bauxite consists mostly of aluminum minerals. Bohemite, oxides, hematite, clay mineral, caroline. You know, these people that go to the moon, if ever they went, are professionals in many things. Neil Armstrong was a guy who built buildings. Neil Armstrong. Maybe he didn't build buildings, but he had the competence for that. He was designing blueprints, right, for construction. And I believe that if they would have ever sent an astronaut there, it would be to see if the surface is solid enough for them to drill, to go do some drilling there, most likely. Want to really thank everyone for stopping by. That's what they say, Adam. They say when we're young. One sec, guys. They say when we're young, that's when we see and encounter all these things that happen. And an adult doesn't necessarily need to see someone. What if there's a promise? What if there's a promise done that you have a certain protection. You must have heard the stories, guys. Some people say, I was in an accident and my husband died 10 years ago, and I was saved by my husband's watch that I had on my arm when he died, and I received a bullet and it broke the watch, and then I was alive. And all these stories that you hear people saying, it can't all just be stories because people like to get attention. I think it's important for people to have an open mind when hearing about spiritual stories. Now, anyone that encounters, I mean, I've not seen anyone have this happen to them where a shadow moved differently to a person. We know that based on the laws of physics, I agree with you that that is absolutely ludicrously impossible physically for it to happen. A shadow is a reflection, right, of a physical object with the light reflecting off of it. It's making a shape on the wall with the 3 candles lit up, 2 white candles, a red candle. And one thing I do here at the house, I have candles, and I'll burn, a white candle, a blue candle, a red candle, and it's making a whole bunch of colors. I like it. I like these big ass candles when I'm writing poetry. I used to have a pen with a feather when I wrote my poetry. Like, just to get a little feeling, instead of being a big drug addict and going out doing heroin and hang out in big bars and stuff. I like doing silly little quiet things at the house. But the lights, weird, eh? But the lights, the shadows, and the candles in a dark room with certain words, a spell will be casted. I believe that the whole idea of the elites and the satanic cult, it's all rituals and spells made through dark forces to get more power. A Satanist will give up, probably even take his or her life if he doesn't or she doesn't succeed what she's trying to do, because Satanists are cutthroats. I heard that from a Satanist myself. They got to get to the top. There's no 2 or 3 Satanists get along together to make a business. They'll fight it out. One Satanist is going to want to be better than the other Satanist because the goal is to better yourself and to be better than everyone. Well, my goal in life is to better myself, but not to be better than everyone. It's to help people that are less smart than you, or people that, some kids, you walk into some place and you see a kid, doing something dangerous. Don't be shy to talk to them, right? Today you have to be careful, but remote viewing is something I've experienced before. I've tried it also. I've had some, once I had some bad luck. I am going to admit it. Once I had some bad luck doing something like that, but the moon, I was above it and got pulled down to the surface to see a mantis staring at me. Those are beautiful encounters. I think it could be a friggin' message, look at it the way you want. It could be a message. I woke up inside of a tunnel. There was cold, and I remember my breath. I could see the breath going out, and I remember the smell of contaminated water and hearing water drops and stuff. And then I woke up, and I remember saying that was on the moon because I was thinking of the moon. I hope to, before I get off here, I hope to show you guys one day. Hi, Faye. The people that I hung around with, Eric and JP, that saw an orb come down above my elementary school when I was in grade 6 in Pierrefonds. Yeah, Pierrefonds, super cool. Faye, thank you very much, Faye Knox. That's cool. Hey, Faye, listen, that was grade 6, and you still remember that. So, as of grade 6, is it safe to say that you knew there was something out there, right? I think it's that simple. When my father passed away, I saw a lot of things. And my father came literally to tell me not to worry, that he was still there. And I was good with that, I went to school, after my dad died, after the summer. He was buried right in the schoolyard, okay? Across the street is the pool and the cemetery. And my dad was the first in this dead center, literally dead center, dead center, okay, facing the school. So at the beginning, all the turmoil going through my head saying, I can't freaking believe I'm going to see my dad's fucking tombstone there. The kids are bugging me. They're saying your dad's there, but they only knew because I told them, right? But here's the beautiful part. After only about 3 or 4 days, the tombstone that was facing the school was actually protecting me. Stupid, eh? But I made myself believe that, maybe, right? And that way I got through it. Somebody doing a secret mission, a Navy SEAL hanging from a helicopter. What the hell am I doing here? What the hell am I going to? We do courageous things, and we get strong and brave when we're in situations that are drastic or situations that arrive really quickly. Some of us are frightened and we remain neutral and we don't know how to react, but some people work better under stress. I'm someone that the more stress there is around me, the harder my job is, the more dangerous it is, or concentration I have to do, the more clients I have to deal with. When I used to work, or it was better for me because I would concentrate a lot more. When something really got serious and I saw shit was hitting the fan, I take control really quickly of a situation. I get calm in an accident. Seeing a head-on collision, you have maybe 7 seconds to react. It's just take your time, and everything becomes slow. So me, when I have 7 seconds, everything becomes slow. It's like my mind's working on overtime. I have 7 seconds to think of what I can do, and I was able to think of 6 different things and found a solution into 3 seconds into it. And this shit happens like boom, 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 right? If you just like, that's it, you're done. Boom. How many times have you been driving on the highway? Maybe it's not every day, but sometimes it happens to us once in our lifetime, or twice, some people 3, 4 times. How many times have you seen an accident on the highway when you just went by a certain car, and you look in your mirror as you're going to pass the car, and when you look in the mirror, you see that car is on fire and that it tumbled over with another van? I saw that once, and you go, holy shit. Life there, we're borderline, we're the bravest beings on the planet. Do you think the other planets don't think we're gung-ho, seeing us driving in cars on autoroutes and jumping off ramps and stuff? Do you think everybody does that shit? I don't think so. I think only humans are pretty wired like that. I don't think every race is doing that, And of course, with UFOs, they don't do jumps and bike races, or they probably do, but maybe it's the floating bikes. My son, Elroy. Lisa B, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thanks, you guys. Wow. The Jetsons. We're literally living in the time of the Jetsons, but those floating pods, they just didn't tell us about it. Maybe on the moon, that's what there is. Big Blue hiding in the clouds outside my home, a white back. Nice. You should. I suggest all of you to do so. If you have a channel and it's a small channel that you've never used before, and you post a video and you guys I think it's some cool UFO or something that you saw, let me know, guys. It happens. Peter Benton, have you ever seen this channel? He found a real UFO, okay? Oh, more than once, but he found a giant piece. Well, I'm not putting words in his mouth. I believe it looks like a giant piece of space debris turning around, and he made a video. They caught a video and made a short video, and you can see a friggin' large object that's spiraling around, going right across the moon or between him and the moon. So some people really, even if they have smaller channels, people are seeing stuff. It could be, and I'm going to tell you, you guys know it since you've been following me. I see 2 or 3 objects a day. Sorry. I mean, sometimes yes, but a year I can get large objects. Look at the dark triangle this year. There's another one to add to everything that I found this year. What else did I find? The UFOs came close and started fizzing. They were really close to the surface, but not like the one that came down. And I saw the UFOs lift up off the surface. I saw a UFO materialize itself and streak across the sky. I found another big rock, 1, 2, 3, 4 big rocks going by the sun that I was able to film. And every year, that's about what happens. You got to look at the 2 weeks now that I haven't had any nice weather. It's hard to go outside when there's not nice weather, but it doesn't matter. This evening, my friends, it's 7 o'clock. Promise it won't be too late. It will not be too late to get up the other video tomorrow morning with the coffee, answering all the comments on the most recent videos. And I really want to thank each and every one of you for coming back, the interest, the thumbs up, and wow, taking the time to come to the stream, guys. I really appreciate it. And I guess I won't be able to ever thank you all enough, because it really is all because of us combined together. I hope you guys know that the channel is here. You know, in life, I believe that you can't get ahead of everybody. And I believe in life, for you to be pushed to the top, it's done by everyone around you. You know, like someone's success, maybe you'll say, well, it has to come just from me inside. Well, in reality, I think it's a bit of everything. You know, you have to give in a little bit, accept the differences of others in certain regions or certain things that you know. If you're a racist, which I'm not, and I know you guys aren't, but I'm just talking in general, someone that's racist, it's possible to become unracist, to find love in your heart. The brain is so bloody strong, and you can make yourself believe absolutely anything. People can make themselves go crazy, but when you see a lot of the revelations or the spiritual encounters and stuff, I've seen a lot of things. I can't say I got messages, but it's not someone that sat down and talked to me. It's things that after I had certain lights come to the house, there was like they inserted blocks of information in me, like swaths of information, and along with that, there's magic that's going on, because my journey is magical, and the people I meet, the things that happen, as much sometimes they're bad or they're good, I think it's just something really, really magical that's going on. And I think more is going to come. We're going to see more findings next year. Guys, we're going to be hearing so many UFO reports. You guys are going to be sick of hearing UFO reports, because we haven't heard them in over 50 years. Everyone, I thank you very, very much for stopping by the channel. Thanks to the mods, the thumbs up, and everything you guys do to participate in the conversations and everything. And of course, I never get to, Danielle, thank you very much. I never get to speak to everyone. Betty Zoom. Hey, Canada, thank you very much, Betty Zoom. And I'll talk to you all really, really soon. Hey, JC, boy, how's it going, man? I'm doing well, man. Thanks a lot. I'm off to make a good video for you guys. I'll be showing a real spaceship in the atmosphere of the moon with some new theories. A square, literally like a square sheet of paper, a square object like this. And you got fires coming off here, 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 and here. And as it's descending in the atmosphere, you see the fires going up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right, up, down, left, right. And it's like controlling itself, just like a descent that Elon Musk does with one of his rockets as he lands on a platform in the ocean. Fatty McButterpants, thank you so much, kind sir. I appreciate that. 1 hour later, I'm so sorry. I'm sure the UFO I saw was the TR-3B, but what is it doing here in the UK? And don't they have to declare flying over foreign countries? See, that's what I think is going on, bro, is that the government doesn't even know about that. Maybe some of what's going on, like you said, like flying over UK, like there's no secret projects over the UK, but then you see a TR-3B going over the UK and you wonder, hello, Lisa Eckerly. I'm happy I was able to say hello before getting off. Sorry, guys. Hey, yes, you saw it. Thank you, Lisa. And, Lisa gave me that shungite, a beautiful rock with energy like Chrissy had done with the magnets, the bracelets, which I'm able to wear sometimes. And when I came on, Lisa, the last stream, I don't know if it was on the French channel. No, it was the Wednesday stream. I don't remember anymore. I did too many streams. I don't know if you guys remember, I was zoomed up. I think it was the Friends channel. I was completely zoomed up in the screen. And here I had that piece of rock that you gave me, which is beautiful, so thoughtful. It helps energy and energy wise and everything. Like you said, put it in a glass of water. I did. And as I'm sitting down, thanks again, Fatty McButterpants. As I'm sitting down, Lisa, talking to the people online, well, all these problems are starting to occur around. I got to bring that piece of rock at the bank, Lisa, and let you know how it went. Maybe I'll burn the bank down, bringing that down. It's supposed to help me. Patricia Parker is here too. Sorry for missing you guys. All right, Bruce, don't send your cricket sound in my backyard again. Seriously. Oh, I don't think it was you, but guess I better walk my grounds again. Oh, that was funny. So were you outside listening to me in the garden and all of a sudden you heard my crickets and said, what the hell? Not frigging crickets here again. August 2nd. I had some findings on August 2nd, 2022. Wow. His Highness, everybody. Gamecock Mike, everybody. Hey, Rose, thank you for being here. I watched the moon look half last night. Exactly, Lisa. And the day before, it looked like it was a hairline moon. Just to say that you saw the little hairline moon. Like Lisa said, she watched the moon last night. It looked like it was half. It really did. From just hairline moon 2.5 days before. Exactly, half a days before. Exactly. Saw gold or highly polished brass UFO remote. Okay, well, that one I saw, Margaret. UFO remote viewed interior. Okay, no, I didn't remote view the interior. They shut me down. Oh, wow, interesting. I'm pretty sure any of you that try that, the remote viewing, it's going to work, you know. I'm pretty sure, guys. Almost positive. Margaret, I saw, I like the way you said it, polished brass. I could say polished brass or wet gold. A teardrop going sideways with an incredible long snake tail, very, very straight, that wasn't disintegrating as it was going ahead. It was following it, right? I saw that go over top of me from south to north, 2 of them. And I would say there were about 125 feet in the air. And I saw them going by. We're going into the age of the Aquarius. You're absolutely right. I'm the Aquarius. I was born the same day as Galileo. Did you know that? What an honor. February 15th. Age of the Aquarius. Tengri in the Aquarius. Trappist, one system is where we will first make contact. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure the first contact is coming, if not already happening. Yeah, absolutely, Burn. And don't forget, that first TR3B image that they showed us, that is an image that was actually found 10 years before, where they didn't want to bring that information out. So the first time everyone saw a TR3B, the image had already been taken 10 years before that, and probably even before that they still had the TR3Bs. Everyone, thank you so much for an incredible conversation this evening. I love you all so much. And there's always people that I'm missing that I see afterwards that were here and that I never had the time to say hello to. I hope not. And if I miss you, it wasn't deliberate. Leave me a comment and I'll be answering your comments tomorrow. I'm off to work for Bruce Cizal right now. I got a video up on Patreon this morning, and now I'm going to do a video for you all. Spaceships in the atmosphere of the moon, because it is pouring rain out right now. And I love you all very much. Hey, all of you that give me a thumbs up, and when I make a video, can you do an extra effort for me? I often go to channels that are really good videos and I forget to do the thumbs up. But if and only when you appreciate a video that I'm exposing something on the moon, or that you find that it's rare that people show that, I was able to show it in a unique way, well, give me a thumbs up. It'll really help me as a creator. And at the same time, I'll be talking to you all in the comment section tomorrow. I'll be watching for tonight's video. Thanks, mods, and thanks everyone just joining the channel and subscribe. Talk to you all very soon. Thanks for the contributions. Bye-bye.